Good morning. It's always intriguing to know that why the politicians take such action, which may not be conducive to the public health, public morality, or even ordinary crime or law and order situation. The Liberal government plans to introduce a law legalizing marijuana. Well, there's no harm in that. People have been talking for and against. Personally, I may be against it, but then if the people want it and the government wants it, they're welcome to do it. However, the secret document submitted to the government by the law and order agencies show that there is a danger of the so-called legalized pot rules being penetrated by organized crime, by mafia, and the result would be disastrous. The news coming from all over the country is not a very happy news. There are news that more than 350 shops have opened dealing with marijuana openly. And in one case, in the Greek town in Toronto, on Danforth, 3 shops are in vicinity of each other. Now what does that show? Till 2014, the law was that the people were allowed to grow marijuana in their own homes who were medically permitted to do so. Then in 2014, the government changed the law and said that nobody could grow marijuana. But the marijuana could only be sold to the legalized patients on the advice of the doctor, and that could be done only through the mail order. Now the humor is that both these things have continued side by side. And today, 480,000 people are using marijuana legally. I'm not talking of the people who take it for drug, I'm talking of the medical marijuana. And in the recent months, as I said, 350 shops have opened. Now the documents submitted to the government show, and this is a report of the government, not released to the public, but it's meant for the consumption of the cabinet to take an appropriate decision. And it says that there is a definite danger that the moment marijuana is legalized, it shall provide a cover for the organized crime to take over that operation. And in the guise of selling legalized marijuana, legalized pot, to authorized medical needy patients, they would be increasing their operations, and the effect is going to be threefold. First is that they will not only be selling legalized, reduced marijuana to alleviate and relieve pain, but they would also be selling cocaine, heroin, LSD, ecstasy, under the disguise of marijuana. Second, they would be tempting people to go in for hallucinatory drugs as well. Then they'll be inducing crime, basically, because the drug-related crime would lead to their increased profitability. And lastly, they will allow or use these marijuana people to be their mules for increasing their operations laterally, horizontally, and vertically. Now, that being the case, That being the report of the law and order agencies, should the government go ahead with marijuana? Imagine in your neighborhood, as it has happened exactly in the Greek town, and the people are quite annoyed, 3 or 4 or 5 shops open. More shops than the dispensaries, more shops than the grocery stores, more shops than any other product. And marijuana is displayed temptingly in attractive jars, in bottles. So one, it's easily available and there is no legal ban on that. What prohibits it? Even those who don't need it to go and try it for the sake of trying. Today, cigarettes and tobacco cannot be sold to anybody below the age of 19. Does that mean that they don't buy it? They do. Because the law says that they cannot purchase, but they can smoke all right. So anybody who is kind-hearted is approached by these people, by the youngsters. Please, could you buy us? He buys it and sends it. But here, they don't have to approach a kind-hearted person, at least an unkind, kind-hearted person. The mules are there to provide them. And once hooked, they are the permanent clients and the customers. Imagine the agony and the pain of the parents whose children are addicted to the steady use of medical marijuana. You see, I'm amazed that we are increasing the ambit of organized crime legally. We are giving them appropriate facilities that they can penetrate the market much more easily, in a more handy manner, and increase the base of operations as well as increase their profitability. I'm really amazed when I see that. Today, as I said earlier, 420,000 people are using marijuana under medical advice. Why is it that we cannot ensure that they keep on getting it without increasing the availability to the others? Legalizing marijuana would mean that not only the medically needy people will be able to use it, but others can also buy it. It essentially means, basically, easy availability to a one-time user. And that one-time user then becomes a perennial customer. Somehow or the other I feel that our policies are not conducive to the public health. They are also not conducive to the proper law and order system. It looks very nice, it sounds very decent to say that, okay, we are liberals. If people are using a joint, there's no harm in that. Let them feel relaxed. Reality is, are they feeling relaxed? Or are they en route to perdition? Any intoxication, now let's forget marijuana aside. Any intoxication and easy availability of that intoxicating substance is a first step towards total degeneration. What stops a human being from using a product that offers a temporary relief from the stress of everyday life? and the easy way out. I'm reminded of a poem by Lord Tennyson, The Lotus Eaters. The lotus eaters were the people who were living on opium and the lotus flowers, which are supposed to induce the same effect as marijuana does: relaxation, happy-go-lucky, care two hoots for anything, I couldn't care less attitude. And that was a land of lethargy, that was a land not of pleasure, but ultimately of uselessness. The futility of human life in a drug-induced state of happiness is something which might appeal to very liberal minds, and I have no complaint with that, but my grouse is that the people with the thoughts of the other nature, how would they react? Today, we say Canada is lagging behind because of lack of innovation. Fine. Innovation is not developed by drug-induced pleasure, it's induced by competition. The moment you start dulling the senses of the people, you are not creating any possible positive effect. Running away from the pain of life, running away from the stress of life, and the government facilitating that run doesn't augur well for the country or for the nation or for the community. It's very easy going downhill. It's very difficult going up. And the legalization of marijuana, in case the reported documents are correct, is definitely going to be the first nail in the degradation of the nation. This is the first nail in the coffin of public morality and shall increase, rather accelerate the process of degeneration, which can be both physical, it can be psychological, it can also be financial. Why is it that we do not have a public debate on that? Why is it that the policies of the government, right or wrong, are accepted demurely, quietly, silently? Why is it that we approve every action of the government, sometimes with a smile, sometimes with a whimper, but never with a robust protest? Why is it that we have stopped questioning the possibilities of the negative aspects that can crop up? Why is it that even the elected leaders become handmaidens of the agents of degradation, desperation in humankind, and ultimate lethargy? That lethargy which ends into lethargy of the soul and the lethargy of brain. Why is it that we as Homo sapiens are not willing to accept the challenges that are faced, and we seek the easy way out, the way out of the lotus eaters? Why is it that we have forgotten the other poem of Tennyson, Ulysses, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield? The moment we legalize the agents of peace, so-called peace, the moment we legalize the use of marijuana, pot, or any other drug, or any intoxicant, we are in fact giving a green signal to the people and especially to the youth that look here, we are aware that there can be danger, but we want you to feel relaxed And then maybe there'll be no competition. Competition to increase your capacities, competition to increase your capabilities, competition to go, fight, strive, and seek. We are at the crossroads of history. Either we accept the road of challenge and progress, or we accept the road of renunciation, coupled with induced coma of senses. What we want to do is up to us. But we have to act today. Tomorrow it may be too late. Thank you.